to turn clutter into cash? Whoa. This holiday season or any season? Hi guys. How you guys doing? My name is Angela and I'm a part-time reseller and realtor here in Nebraska, and I want to show you what I do to flip old stuff for a profit. So let's check some things out that sold over the last week. Well, over the last 7 days for me, maybe 8 days. And you can do this too. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Make sure you stay till the end of the video. I've got something I need to share with you. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's see what sold. Okay, let's start with eBay. $15 for this vintage saucepan. You're going to want to look for the copper bottom. I only paid $2.99 for this at Goodwill. You do want to buy these low because they're not generally big money, but a great bread and butter. Make sure you take measurements so they can see the size of the pot and pictures of everything else. Good sale. $22 for this vintage Christmas vest. I normally don't do a lot of clothes, but this was only $5.99 at a Goodwill, and since it's that time of year, I figured I'd pick it up. It took less than 1 week to sell on eBay, and I was really happy for this sale. Also, it helped that it was a larger size. That is generally going to help with these sales, for me anyway. $8 for this Jemmy Rudolph dancing plush. I had this for a really long time. Even though I only paid 25 cents for them at a garage sale, it still took forever to sell, so I wasn't super thrilled about that. And it ended up being an $8 sale, but I just needed to get it out the door, so I'm okay with it. Literally took 2 years. I paid $5.99 for this yogurt making kit at a Goodwill. It sold for $32 in about 6 months on eBay. This is what you'll want to look for. I didn't know what it was. I was just curious about it, so I ran comps and ended up listing it and selling it. So always stay curious about things. This little guy is teeny tiny Little Critters miniature porcelain animal figurine. Bought for $1.99 at a thrift store and sold it for $12 on eBay. Probably took about 4 months-ish to sell. Again, I wasn't sure what this was, but since it was still new in the box, I was curious and I looked it up. Good little sale on this guy. This next one is left over from a storage unit. $17 for this Christmas Santa figure. He was covered in real rabbit pelt, and I did end up having him for so long that I did delete and sell similar right before the Christmas season here, and I think that really helped boost the sale. So he's out the door and he's pure profit. Look for teaching textbooks. These were, I guess, pure profit. I bought them so long ago for my own kids. This is a homeschool math curriculum. You can find the discs or you can find books. I sold them on eBay for $15, and even though I paid for these like over 15 years ago when my kids started using them, I consider them pure profit because we've had them for so long. Got this at the bins for less than 25 cents. This is a paper twist ribbon that you can use for Christmas. It is vintage. And it sold on eBay for $10. So a small sale, but I'll take small sales any day. If you guys know my channel, you know that I love small sales. They're what keep things going for me. So this was a fun little rescue. Less than $1 for this vintage London linen tea towel and sold for $11 on eBay. I believe it was less than 2 months that it sold. 100% linen is generally going to do well, usually a good bread and butter. Make sure you run comps if you need to, but yeah, this was a great sale. I love picking linens up. They're very easy to store, very easy to list, and really easy to ship. No boxes needed. I paid $10 for all of these put together at a Goodwill a little while back, probably about 3 months ago, and they sold on eBay for $48. This is the Leap TV game set. It was just a variety of games, so make sure you use keywords like mixed and variety when you're putting a variety of the titles in here. Next up, I got this dress at an estate sale for $2. It came with little bloomers, sold on eBay for $17. Took a couple of months to sell. I thought maybe this wouldn't sell until spring because of the style, but it ended up selling in the Christmas season here, so maybe it's the green that did it. Took lots of pictures. These are just a few that I show you guys on this video. I always include lots more. I got these at the bins. Paid about $4 for them all together and turned them around for $15. These are vintage books. They're teeny tiny. You'll want to look for these and sell them in lots only. Do not try to sell these books one at a time. You're going to have a lot harder time, a slower sale, and a smaller return of profit. I paid $1 for this magnetic wreath holder and sold it for $19. This was at a buyout for someone who was taking down her Etsy and eBay stores. So I hadn't really seen these before, but I figured for only $1, why not pick it up and see if I could sell it? And I did. Sat for about 3 to 4 months on eBay. I wasn't sure what these paperback books were when I saw them at a garage sale, but I ended up picking them up because they look kind of anime. They did take over a year to sell, but after a delete and sell similar on eBay, they sold for $13. I believe they were only 25 cents a piece, so I was happy with this turnaround. As you can see, they weren't in perfect condition, and I did note that in my listing. This vintage 90s sweatshirt. Oops, it looks like I didn't include the sale price, but this did sell for, I believe, $15, $16 on eBay. This was from a 90s big pick. Find that video in my YouTube series. You're going to love it. $16 for this reindeer Christmas stocking. It was pretty much brand new. I believe it sold in less than 2 weeks. I only paid $1.99 for this, and it was a good flip. I had a bunch of stockings all together and selling them one by one, and they're all doing very well for me, so I'm really pleased with these. Check out the condition, still looking good. I got this at an estate sale for $1.99 or $2.99. I don't remember for sure, but this was a vintage rose handmade pillow. I sold it on eBay, good flip. Not in perfect condition on the back here, as you can see, but I took lots of close-up pictures, and I love picking pillows up like this. Make sure you keep an eye out. $27 for this guitar processor with the adapter. I found this at a Goodwill for $3.99, and I did run comps, and I found it. If you guys are curious about what I'm picking up at thrift stores, come find me on my YouTube channel at my Thrift With Me videos so you can see exactly what I'm doing when I'm walking through the stores. Good flip here. This sold for $20, a Patricia Nash leather handbag. Again, I don't normally buy or sell accessories and clothes, but this one was a good flip. I knew it was a leather bag. I've sold Patricia Nash before. I believe I paid $5.99 for this at a thrift store, so good flip in less than a month. $15 for this Roku remote. If you can find any Roku items, run your comps and sell those. I paid less than $1 for this. It was in a bundle with some other Roku items at a garage sale when we were in the Nebraska Junk Jaunt. So a good sale here, only took a few months, maybe less than 3, I believe. Look out for those. Had this guy forever, a vintage goblin scary Halloween mask. $13 on, yeah, I think this guy was on eBay. I only paid $1 for him at a garage sale quite some time ago, over a year ago. It was a slow sale. There was nothing special about the brand, but he sure was an ugly son of a gun, so I'm glad he's gone. $15 for this revitalizing face cream. This was new in package. I paid $1.99 for this at a Goodwill. It is in one of my Thrift With Me videos, so you'll want to go back and check those out. I found it in the new cart that came out with some other items as well. Again, didn't know a lot about this product, so you always got to be curious. Look things up if you're not sure. A lot of people were freaked out by this. I got this for just a couple of bucks at a Goodwill and turned around and sold it in less than 24 hours for $20, which tells me I may have priced it a little low. But the comps were all over the place for things like this, and it didn't appear to be too old. In fact, I think it was a little bit newer. So I did go ahead and sell that. Quick flip. I'm happy with it. $10 for these plastic Fisher-Price silverware. Most of them were Fisher-Price, I should say. This is pure profit because the rest of this Fisher-Price food lot and kitchen lot was already sold. So I just ended up putting these all together instead of trying to sell them separately. It's totally your call how you want to do that, but vintage Fisher-Price toys can be a very fun sell. I think I had some Baby Alive silverware in here too. $22 for these vintage metal trays. So these are mid-century. They have roses on them. I took measurements and lots of photos. I believe I paid $5 for these quite some time ago at a garage sale, maybe $6 or $7, I'm not sure, but they took about 8 to 9 months to sell. $12 for this Littlest Pet Shop Curious Kitties home. I wasn't sure what kind of home this was for Littlest Pet Shop, so I did need to check the pictures out and run some comparisons, but Littlest Pet Shop can be big money or it can be bread and butter. A lot of the little homes and little houses are going to be bread and butter just like this one, but I was happy to get this out the door, pure profit. $18 for these vintage 90s troll dolls. I paid $1 a piece for each of those, so it was about $4 into $18 on eBay. This was something that I kind of collected slowly, one at a time, which I generally do for toys. I usually don't get them in a big bundle all at once, but I do suggest bundling these up if you find troll dolls. They're going to give you a better return of profit when they're in a bundle and usually a faster sale. Speaking of old toys, I found these old Koosh-lings. Do you guys remember Koosh balls? These little guys sold for $14 on eBay. I probably paid less than $1 for all three. Again, it was a slow collection until I collected 3 of them, and then I put them in a bundle together and put them on eBay. Probably took less than 6 months to sell. I have to say I'm not always good at figuring out the timeline, guys. $21 for this For Real Friends tiger. I paid $2.99 for him at a Goodwill. I did test him to make sure he worked, and this was a good sale. It did take probably around 6 to 7 months, and yeah, so not much to say about that except to keep an eye out for these. Oh, I loved this. $15 for this vintage brass dollhouse furniture. I especially love this mirror. If you find furniture like this, put it into a lot and sell it. And other dollhouse furniture will do really well also. I believe these were from the Goodwill bins, so I probably paid less than $1 for all 4 of these things for sure. Great find. Another stocking, $12 for this new without tags dog plush stocking. As you can see, these are extra special because they've got kind of the plushy head like a stuffed animal. This was another quick sale. I got it also for $1.99 and turned it around pretty quick. So I think it was a great time to list it at the end of November so someone could have it for Christmas. Next up was a rainbow vacuum part from the 1970s. This is just for the wheeled cart. I did part this out when I found it at an estate sale quite some time ago. Probably was about $10 into the whole thing, so this is less than $1 for this part. And yeah, if you find old rainbow parts, look them up. Next up is a flag that I had from a storage unit. So this is pure profit, thank goodness, because it only sold for $6. I had this for well over a year, deleted and did sell similar on this, and then it finally sold. So I'm glad to get this to a new home. I'll take it. Little sales like that will help boost your algorithm. So those are okay once in a while. These are also pure profit. These are South Pole boys khaki pants, Y2K, $12 for these from a storage unit that had a whole bunch of kids' clothes in them that I ended up doing pretty well with, a lot of them through Marketplace. But I took lots of measurements. Don't forget, I'm only showing you 4 photos on each of these, but I actually usually put a lot more in the listing. Couple of sales on Poshmark. I had a bunch of these Anna Lee dolls that I paid $1 for at a garage sale. For the bigger ones, I paid $2 for. This was just $1 into $8, very small sale, but it's pure profit, I guess, because I already paid off the whole lot with a big sale from the Anna Lee lot. So good little sale there. $14 for these square Christmas pillows. I believe St. Nicholas Square is a Walmart brand, so nothing fancy about these. If you saw my inventory clean out, I said I was going to relist these and try to sell them one more time this Christmas season. If they didn't sell, I was going to donate them. But they did sell, so we'll take it. Good little sale. $12 for this needlepoint throw pillow. It was really cool looking. It had fall colors. It was kind of Aztec looking almost. I just thought this was really beautiful. I thought it would sell for more, but maybe because of its uniqueness, I don't know. It did sit for a long time. I took measurements, lots of close-up photos. Someone worked really hard on this, so I was happy to get it into the hands of someone who loved it. $10 for this old angel doll plastic canvas dress. Beaded trees. What am I thinking? Tree topper, I'm sorry. I thought she would go for more, but I did pay only $1 for her, so I'm okay with it. She's a little cutie. We rescued her from the landfill. She still had beads intact as well. This one sold on Mercari, paid less than $1 for this little vintage Pluto dog. He sold for $11. He was pretty tiny. I took measurements. I took pictures of the the tag. Make sure you include lots of pictures, including tags. People want to see where this is from, who made it, and sometimes what era. Another sale here from the Anna Lee lot, $10 for this little Christmas monkey. Again, he's pure profit. This is accidentally a picture I put in of chocolate-covered cherries. Oh well. This is a Facebook Marketplace sale to Sabrina, Fitz and Floyd Butter Bell. If you haven't heard of Butter Bells, make sure you keep an eye out for them. Go ahead and do your research on eBay right now. Or wait, after this video is done. Don't forget I have a tip at the end that you resellers are going to want. Here's what a Butter Bell looks like when you open it up. Next up is a Marketplace sale that I had this for about 7 months, I believe. Got it at a garage sale. My son called this beautiful brass basket a giant Pringles chip, and I kind of agreed with him. This was a good sale. I like the little feet here, and someone picked it up for $20. I bought it for $5. Good little flip. What do you guys think? Okay, guys, it's time for my tips. So if you know, you've been watching me for a little while, you know that I don't normally sell a lot of clothes, but I will sell neckties from time to time. And here are some tips for me when it comes to neckties. Now, I'm no guru, so I don't know about all the best brands, but here's something that I do when I'm at the thrift store or a garage sale just to take a quick peek at ties. So when you're looking at neckties, I have this one right here from my local Goodwill. As you can see, come on, focus. As you can see, it's Mickey Mouse. So here's what I do when I'm looking at neckties. There are tons of neckties out there. There's like a million, and you don't want to pick up just nothing. So the first thing I check for is characters. And if you want to, you can run a comparison on eBay and see what they're selling for. Don't forget that's not the only platform. So see what it's selling for at different places. Something you want to look for that this one doesn't have, but you can look for is right here on the back of the tie. You'll see a little tag there or here. And if the tie is 100% silk, it will say it right there. I do like to buy ties that are 100% silk, especially vintage ties that are 100% silk. I normally spend $1.99 or less on ties. I won't pay any more than that. That's your prerogative, but that's normally what I do. Another thing you can look for is right here in the middle back of the tie. Little tag right here. This will be the maker's tag, and that'll tell you who made this. Whoa, my lamp. Who made this? So this one is Mickey Unlimited. See if it'll zoom in on that. Zoom in. There you go. Mickey Unlimited. So this is a vintage tie. This tie features Mickey Mouse. Get that there. And sunflowers. And I think it's really cool. I've sold Mickey Mouse ties before. Mickey Mouse is going to tend to be a good character to pick up, especially if it's vintage, but not all Mickey is going to do well, so be careful of that. Again, always run your comps, but my tips for neckties are buy low, $1.99 or less. Make sure you look and see if it's 100% silk, and if it is, put that in your listing. If it's a vintage tie, make sure you put that in your listing. Don't forget to check this out. This tag is going to tell you the maker's mark, and get it listed. Easy moneymaker, especially for beginners, and so easy to ship. Okay, guys, hope you're having good sales. And if you're not doing this yet, you can definitely do it. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. And don't forget to find me on Facebook. Come on and follow me on Pinterest. If you haven't already found me on Pinterest, same thing, Mom Rebooted on Pinterest. I'm everywhere. And please check the description below here to see my Amazon link. It really helps this channel and it doesn't cost you anything. So like, comment, subscribe, and go shop through my Amazon link. I do get a tiny kickback from that. Like I said, it costs you nothing, but it really helps my channel. So a good way to show me some appreciation if you're appreciating this channel. If you're not, that's okay too. Like, it's okay. Okay, guys, have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye.